quit. Real Rap Coalition, man. We back in the building. Brand video, reaction video. Got some 50 Cent news just broke a little while ago. Okay, it was supposed to stop. There we go. What's good, man? We back with another video, another reaction video, man. Welcome to the Real Rap Coalition podcast. Right now, I'm about to get into this 50 Cent news that just broke. Apparently, 50 Cent has filed a lawsuit on his ex. And I don't know, anybody out there that's been following what's been going on lately. 50 Cent and his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend, I don't know which one, but 50 Cent and his ex have kind of been going back and forth on social media. He referred to her as one of like the little sex workers, or the Diddy, part of the Diddy gang, man. The Diddler crew. Yeah, so allegedly, apparently, evidently, she has something to do with that, because once this whole Diddy situation popped off, 50 was trolling his ex, and he was putting this information out there, referring to her as one of the sex workers in the situation. So yeah, I don't really know her like that. Her name is Daphne Joy, but I did see the little back and forth altercation that they had maybe about a week or two ago on like Instagram. I saw it on. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into this video and see what 50 Cent got going on with his ex, Daphne Joy. Before we get into it, please hit the like button, hit the comments, hit the notification bell, subscribe to our channel, join the Discord. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody, man. Let's go ahead and get into this 50 Cent video and see what's good. Let's do that. That right there.
Actress and OnlyFans model Daphne Joy accused her famous ex of rape and physical abuse in a post to social media last
month. Yes. So yeah. Obviously, the title of this video is 50 Cent slaps ex with lawsuit over rape and abuse allegations. That's a tough jacket to put on somebody. We don't know the facts, whether or not he did or did not do it, whether or not she's lying or telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know anything. This is a very sensitive subject and shit when you get to talking about people and abuse and rape, and you get to throwing out accusations and things like that, man. So yeah, man, it's a tough jacket. So let's see what they're talking about.
Actress and OnlyFans model Daphne Joy accused her famous ex of rape and physical abuse in a post to social media last month. But now that ex, who just so happens to be actor and rapper Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, is firing back and suing Daphne Joy for defamation. The rapper filed the suit on May 6th, claiming his ex's false accusations have subjected him to extensive public ridicule, hatred, and contempt, with members of the public calling for Jackson to be canceled or thrown in the trash, and some of the comments going as far as praising prior attempts on his life.
Now, this is the problem. This is the problem with this. Like I said, we don't know anything. We don't know none of the facts. We don't know whether he did it or not. We don't know whether she's telling the truth or lying. But why is everybody so quick to jump to all this fuck shit, bro? Praising attempts on his life when he got the past issues that he's had where he's gotten into street shit and he's got shot and all this. You're praising that type of shit. Somebody could have lost their life. You're praising it over an accusation. The same with the cancellation, which me personally, I've said before, I don't really believe in the idea of canceling and cancel culture. But I mean, what I've come to understand is that people have different definitions of what it means to be canceled. And so when I think of canceling, it's not really along the same lines of what I've heard from other people. So I might just have the idea of what cancellation is wrong. So yeah, but even still, like if you do believe in cancel culture, if you do believe in cancellation, canceling somebody over an accusation, not a conviction, you know what I'm saying? Not them being found guilty over an accusation is crazy. Praising an attempt on someone's life over an accusation is crazy. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, what's wrong with society? Like, what y'all got going on, bro? That's not cool. That's not nothing to praise. That's not nothing to laugh and joke about. Y'all are crazy, bro.
His ex's false accusations have subjected him to extensive public ridicule, hatred, and contempt, with members of the public calling for Jackson to be canceled or thrown in the trash, and some of the comments going as far as praising prior
People don't
attempts
care
on
about
his
facts. They
life.
don't wait
According
for
to
facts.
court documents, the suit stems from this.
It's innocent until proven guilty at the end of the day. Like, people don't care about facts. People don't want to see facts. People are quick to jump to judge. People are quick to jump to talk crazy on social media and get to typing in these things. Like, you can't do that, bro. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I mean, you shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't be praising an attempt on somebody's life because of an accusation. That's ridiculous to me. That makes no sense.
March 28th Instagram post made by Daphne Joy, whose real name is Daphne Navarez. The post seemingly stems from
What did the post say? Curtis James Jackson. Okay. March 28th, she posted this. She said, "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You're wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs for nothing?" Is this about the Diddy situation or is this about something else? I don't really know what she's referring to when she says, is she talking about Diddy's kids? Yeah, I don't know if that's what she's talking about or not, but she said, "We moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I'm tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never even earned. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me. Sheesh. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time." So what we have here is Daphne, 50 Cent's ex. She's basically going on to Instagram and she's typed this long message about how 50's, they moved there closer to him so he can try to be a good father and be in his son's life. And he, basically wasn't there, even though they were like around the corner. He didn't show up. These are her words. This is what she's saying. Um, he wasn't there, even though they were around the corner. And then she gets to talking about how he abused her physically and sexually. And it's a sticky situation. This, I would say, is a response or retaliation to 50 and his Diddy jokes and the trolling and everything about her being like a one of the sex workers with Diddy and things like that. So I'm thinking this is a response to that. But to everybody that's not in this situation, everybody that's not 50 Cent or Daphne Joy, the people that are looking from the outside in and commenting and putting your 2 cents in, and you're expressing your feelings based off some words that you read on Instagram from either parties, and you don't know any facts for sure. Like, come on, you can't, like, you can't do that, bro. Y'all be too invested in other people's lives. Y'all be super fans. Y'all quick to jump and believe one thing over another, and you don't know what's real, what's not. Like y'all gotta chill out, bro. It's a dangerous world that we live in because of a lot of things like that. Because of a lot of people that's quick to jump the gun. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the facts are in this case. We don't know who's telling the truth, who's not. We don't know anything about these people's lives, bro. We don't know nothing about 50 Cent's life. We don't know nothing about his ex's life. Their personal lives, we don't know about it. The things that they put on Instagram, we don't know whether they're telling the truth or not. So everybody that just jumps to conclusions and jumps to pick a side and jumps to talk crazy about this person or that person, y'all wilding. Y'all wilding. And I'm just being real, like y'all wilding, bro. In situations like this, you can't pick no side because you don't know what's true or not. Y'all don't know no facts, bro.
Made by Daphne
We
Joy,
don't know
whose
no
real
facts.
name is Daphne Navarez. The post seemingly stems from 50 Cent's jokes about Navarez being an alleged sex
Exactly. Exactly.
worker for the embattled hip hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The accusation of being a sex worker was made by
Stop putting this nigga on the screen, boy. I done told y'all this like a month ago. I'm, si- I'm, man. I get it, bro. You a victim, man. But come on, bro. I can't keep seeing you in this bedazzled jacket, man, with all these your medals of your badges of honor, man. I can't keep seeing you on my screen, bro. With this stupid ass head up here.
music producer Rodney Jones Jr., aka Lil Rod, in his $30 million federal lawsuit against Diddy. In the complaint, Jones specifically names Daphne Joy as one of 3 women who allegedly receive a monthly stipend or allowance from Diddy for alleged sex work. After Navarez was named in the suit, 50 Cent took to social media to share his thoughts about the mother of his 11-year-old son being named as an alleged sex worker. In a post to Instagram, 50 Cent is photographed with a cigar in his mouth in the rain with the caption reading in part, "I didn't know you was a sex worker, you little sex worker, LOL." Daphne Joy later denied the claim, and in a post made to social media, she wrote, "I am deeply hurt by the lies in the Rodney Jones's lawsuit. The claim that I'm a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all."
Okay, so here's my question. Rodney Jones, aka Lil Paws, is a victim of Diddy, and he's been very prominent in this P Diddy case. Him and Cassie, and so why would he name drop? You know, obviously, like I said, we don't know no facts. We don't know who's telling the truth, who's right, who's wrong. But the guy that's being highlighted as a victim of Diddy, why would he name drop somebody and say that they were hired as a sex worker if there was no merit or anything that kind of, you know, what would make him just make that up, just make up a name and say this person was a sex worker? Like he's a victim. Like we know that it's documented. So I don't know. Like I'm not saying she is or she isn't or it's true or it's not, but that just makes me wonder like what would be his reasoning? Let's say if he is making this up, why would he be making it up? If I had to kind of just like think logically, I would think that yeah, a victim of Diddy isn't just gonna make up a name of a sex worker for Diddy. Like he knows the inner workings, he knows who's around there having sex, who's having the freak offs, he knows who's involved in the freak offs. And I think if he said your name just randomly out of nowhere and said you were a part of it, I don't know, you might be a part of it. But that's neither here or there because we don't know. But
all legal
just saying.
remedies against both Rodney and his attorney. That same day, Daphne Joy made another post to Instagram slamming 50 Cent with a target post made for him as his full name is at the top of the statement. The post reads, "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs?"
Yeah, this is essentially what I read already, but I'll let her go ahead and continue.
for nothing. We moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I'm tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never earned. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time. 50 Cent and Daphne Joy reportedly dated between 2011 and 2012 and split after the birth of their son. In 2013, 50 Cent was charged with domestic violence against Daphne Joy and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of misdemeanor vandalism.
Oh, really? Really? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa, what's that? Hold on.
In 2012 and split after the birth of their son. In 2013, 50 Cent was charged with domestic violence against Daphne Joy and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of misdemeanor vandalism. He
So he was charged. He was charged with domestic assault, but pleaded.
against Daphne
Was,
Joy
wait,
and
what did they
pleaded
say?
guilty son. In 2013, 50 Cent was charged with domestic violence against
And he
Daphne
pleaded guilty to a lesser sentence of vandalism,
Joy and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of misdemeanor vandalism.
a lesser charge of misdemeanor vandalism. Okay, so it was a domestic abuse charge that got dropped down to misdemeanor vandalism. Hmm. I wonder what that actually entails. I wonder what he did where they dropped it down to misdemeanor vandalism. Because I was about to say if he has this prior charge from 7-8 years ago of domestic abuse to her, then I don't know history. He might have like a he might have something against him because of his history, which is not always right, but that's just how that goes. But they said it got dropped down to misdemeanor vandalism, so I wonder what that entails, like what he actually did.
Violence against Daphne Joy and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of misdemeanor vandalism. He allegedly kicked her in the stomach and destroyed her property during an argument. But the Get Rich or Die Trying rapper struck a deal with LA prosecutors
Sheesh. Allegedly kicked her in the stomach and destroyed her property. Okay, but when you say allegedly kicked her in the stomach, what is that? What the so kicked her in the stomach, destroyed the property? Is that what the misdemeanor vandalism was for? Because you're still saying allegedly. What did he get charged with? That's what I want to know. Was he charged with the vandalism because he destroyed the property and he kicked her? Or, I want to know like the specifics of what happened and what the charge was that he ended up taking.
for 3 years of probation and 30 days of community service. In the suit, 50 Cent claims Daphne Joy's post was a purposeful attempt to ruin his reputation and to keep him from seeing their 11-year-old son. We need to take a quick break from this story. If you know us at Law and Crime, you know it isn't always safe. So if you're ever hurt, it can be confused. Because I'm sure millions from your friend Morgan, 26
Fuck Morgan and Morgan, nigga.
million were by or by, and she shared the post's law. That's pound 529 on your phone. According to the filing, she shared the post the same day reports emerged that 50 Cent was seeking sole custody of their son's sire. In light of
This is the thing though, like 50, like what do you expect, bro? You troll everybody all day. Like it don't matter who it is, like you will troll them. And you did put something about your ex being a sex worker after all the Diddy shit happened. Like I'm not saying that it's warranted for somebody to place an accusation upon you if it's false. I don't know if it's false or if it's true, but uh, these might be the type of things that happen when you go around fucking with people, bro. Like who's to say if you would have never went on Instagram posting all this, I didn't know you was a sex worker. She's a sex worker for when the Diddy shit happened. If you had not done that, who's to say like maybe this would have never happened? Maybe this would have never like been a thing. I don't know. Obviously, I feel like hers was a response. I feel like it was in retaliation. So it's like I don't know, like maybe you do shit, bro, that they make people want to just do fucked up shit to you, bro. You a troll. You troll people. It might come with the territory. It's unfortunate, but it just might be what it is. Like you chose to play like the quote unquote villain, and people they want to do fucked up things to you, man. I don't know.
Of the sex worker accusations made against Daphne Joy in the Rodney Jones lawsuit.
Stop putting this
The
nigga on
suit
the
also
screen.
states she was given multiple opportunities to correct or retract her statements, and when she didn't, 50 Cent took action to vindicate his rights and protect his reputation.
This is much like anytime you get in a defamation case, these are he said, she said battles. Uh, she claims online that he sexually assaulted her. He denies that, and he has a right to bring a defamation claim in court. She has a right to speak her mind, and eventually, if the case continues on, a jury will decide who's right.
I mean, exactly what I was saying before. When I was saying like people just like jump into shit and take sides, and they don't know the facts. Like it's he say she say. Right now, the fact that we don't know anything is Daphne's word versus 50's word. Who do you believe? Me personally, I don't know. I don't believe neither one of them. Unless I got some facts, unless I got some evidence, I don't believe either of y'all. So yeah, like it's he say, she say, bro. At this point, we don't know. We don't know anything. So everybody that's like picking sides and condemning people, like you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything yet. Chill
While
out.
speaking with attorney Joe Meadows, he explains unlike criminal cases, you don't have to prove a defamation case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, in the beginning of a case, the plaintiff has to at least show that they have a prima facie or a legal claim to assert. They don't have to win it as soon as they file the lawsuit, but they have to show that it has merit. And a court will decide after the lawyers argue whether or not a claim has some merit and should go forward. Ultimately, to win on the case, a jury is going to decide whether or not the plaintiff has proven their defamation claim by what's called a preponderance of the evidence, which just means greater than 50%. This is not a criminal case where you have to have a higher standard of beyond reasonable doubt, but it's a civil case, and preponderance of the evidence is the typical standard.
But he adds, since 50 Cent is a public figure, he would have to prove his former girlfriend made the statements knowing they are false.
When the defamation plaintiff is a public figure, and that could mean that they're a celebrity, that could mean that they're a politician, and in some instances, that could be anybody who is out there talking about a public issue and advocating for some sort
Shit over, John. Fuck you talking about?
of resolution of the issue. You can even become a limited purpose public figure. If that is the case, then the plaintiff does have a harder burden to prove his defamation. He or she has to show that the defamation defendant, the person that was making alleged defamatory statements, made the statements with actual malice, which in the
Yeah, John. I'll run some other shit after this. This shit almost over.
legal world means that they said something false, knowing it was false, or recklessly disregarding the truth. And certainly here, I don't think there will be any dispute that 50 Cent is a public figure. He will have to show that Daphne Joy made these statements knowing they were false or recklessly disregarding the truth. And perhaps he can meet that burden, perhaps not. Maybe that's one of the defenses that Daphne Joy plans on spending some time on. Certainly, the subject matter of allegations of sexual assault is a common subject matter of defamation lawsuits. You do see a lot of these, and the allegations of sexual assault oftentimes do arise out of some sort of prior relationship. They don't always have to be, but it is something that I do see a lot in the defamation world. But you can see any type of allegation that can hurt somebody's reputation as a subject matter in defamation lawsuit. It could be as common as so and so stole from me, or so and so acted unethically when they performed some sort of service for me. It really can be anything as
Somebody stole from you is defamation. I've never heard that. That's new.
long
Is that true?
they performed some sort of service for me. It really can be anything as long as the plaintiff can show that what was said about that person harms their reputation in the community.
The suit was filed in Harris County, Texas, where the rapper moved to in 2021. But Meadows says since Daphne Joy lives in California, that may present jurisdictional issues in the courts.
Interesting issues here. These are jurisdictional issues. They come up not just in defamation cases, but they'll come up in any time you have a civil case or even a criminal case. Usually, if you're a plaintiff, you would like to bring your lawsuit in your hometown, your local court. And that's what 50 Cent did here. Now, Daphne Joy, she is not a Texas resident. She apparently, according to what's said in the complaint, she has a residence in California. So she is maybe a California resident. 50 Cent certainly could have sued her in California, but he wanted to sue her in his hometown, his home court. The court, and I suspect the lawyers will be arguing these issues to the court, might address the issue of whether or not Daphne Joy can be sued in Texas, given that she's a California resident. And that's going to turn on an interesting issue in defamation cases where what it was that she said on her Instagram post, did she purposely direct her statements at the Texas forum? And that will be something that the court will decide after the lawyers argue over that. Well, I'm from a lawyer standpoint, I'm always interested in the legal issues. And I mean, I'm interested in the facts too, and some of the drama, but I'm more interested in the legal issues. And I was talking about the jurisdictional issues earlier. What I find interesting is that because 50 Cent filed in state court in Texas, that could allow Daphne Joy to take advantage of Texas's anti-SLAPP law, which is a particular procedural defense mechanism that could be in her favor. If 50 Cent had filed suit against Daphne Joy in Texas federal court, or if
what is the Texas anti-SLAPP law? What the? Hold on, let me look that up real quick. Ah, slap with two P's. Anti-SLAPP laws are intended to prevent people from using courts and potential threats of a lawsuit to intimidate people who are exercising their First Amendment rights. Strategic lawsuits against public participation are filed not to vindicate a fair and reasonable legal claim, but to punish or harass a defendant in public life. Okay. Creates a process to protect freedom of speech, basically. Okay, yeah, I don't get it. So let me go back and hear what he said about it.
Texas's and that could allow Daphne Joy to take advantage of Texas's anti-SLAPP law, which is a particular procedural defense mechanism that.
Oh, I get what he said. So since she's being sued for defamation, my bad. I'm drinking this Mexican Coke over here, man. I just got it for the first time yesterday. It's all right. Not as good as the Spanish make it appear to be, but it's all right. But yeah, so essentially, the anti-SLAPP law, since she's getting sued for defamation, what the Texas anti-SLAPP law is to protect people's rights for the First Amendment. So pretty much you can say what you want to say, and you can't like the anti-SLAPP law will protect her with what she said in this defamation case. It may or may not. So that's the thing. If this case was gonna happen in Texas, like if because she's a California resident, but if it's to happen in Texas, then she could take advantage of the anti-SLAPP law, and I can say what I want to say, and you can't really call it defamation because of the law. So I get what they mean by she could have took advantage of it.
That could be in her favor If 50 Cent had filed suit against Daphne Joy in Texas federal court, or if Daphne Joy decides to remove the case from state court to federal court, then that Texas anti-slap
Anti-stap.
defense procedure would not be available to Ms. Narvaez.
In the filing, 50 Cent claims he and his lawyers gave Daphne Joy several opportunities to correct or retract her statement. However, Meadows says if she does, it might not be enough to dismiss the suit by a judge.
I doubt it. It is something that when I do plaintiff cases, I do defense cases. And if I'm on a defense case, it's certainly a subject that comes up with my clients, whether or not they should retract or change what they said. And the reason that you sometimes do that is to minimize damages. If she were to retract now, if she were to apologize now, then she takes some of the sting out of the reputational harm. She can minimize damages, but it's unlikely that that is going to get his claim tossed. It's just a matter of, how much money a jury might decide or might not decide to award.
And with the root of the suit stemming from a social media post, Meadows explains with the added layer of social media where anyone can take their comments and feelings to the internet, there have been an increase in recent years of defamation suits.
There has been a rise, certainly over the past 10 years, as social media has taken.
That's what people just go on social media and say anything, bro. They don't give a fuck. Like the hence this long ass post, like saying Buddy did this and that. Like you didn't have to. I'll say this: it didn't have to go on social media. I understand why she put it on social media. Obviously, she wanted this to be a thing. She wanted this to be out there in public. She wanted people to look at him a certain way. But realistically, this long post did not have to go on social media. And now we're here, a defamation lawsuit. So people got to keep shit off social media, bro. That shit'll get you caught up.
There have been an increase in recent years of defamation suits.
There has been a rise, certainly over the past 10 years, as social media has taken online communications to a new level, and people have weaponized speech, and you can reach so many people so quickly. There has been an increase in these reputational type cases, even going back further than 10 years, 20, 25 years since the advent of the internet. They used to talk about how there would be reputational harm in the online cybersphere, and that has turned out to be the case. Now, that doesn't always.
I'm not gonna lie, Law and Crime Network. I fuck with Jesse way more than this bald head ass nigga right here, bro. Salute the bro right here, lawyer, bald head lawyer. But Jesse like way better than this nigga. Like, not gonna lie.
Always me.
This nigga kind of boring. He kind of ass. He more monotone. He knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. But yeah, man, can anybody listen to you talk for like 10 minutes, bro? You gotta like do something.
How there would be reputational harm in the online cybersphere, and that has turned out to be the case. Now, that doesn't always mean that there is an equivalent rise in the number of defamation lawsuits. There may have been some increase in that, but I don't know that it's been an astronomical increase in defamation lawsuits.
But for Daphne Joy, who is a defendant in the case, Meadows says there is a seemingly simple defense for defamation cases.
Well, truth is an absolute defense to defamation. And when we talk about truth in the defamation world, the defendant doesn't have to show 100% truth. They just have to show substantial truth of the statement that they made. That's going to be something that a jury is going to decide. I highly doubt a judge would take these disputed facts and find that there was no disputed issue and it should not go to the jury. Hypothetically, could there be a series of statements where Daphne Joy had admitted to someone that it did not take place? Is it possible that there are witnesses around all the time that would say that it did not take place? I guess that's possible, but unlikely in these types of scenarios.
So could we see 50 Cent dropping the suit against his ex and potentially settling? Meadows says that remains unclear.
You never know. Obviously, just looking at the complaint here and some of the allegations in the complaint, there have already been some communications to resolve the matter. I suspect they will continue to go forward. And oftentimes, if there's going to be a settlement, there might not be a settlement until there's been a first battle before the judge to see whether or not the case goes forward. Oftentimes in litigation, it's always about the balance of power and leverage and who has leverage and when is the right time to make a settlement offer. And that can change through the course of a case. I will say at the same time, in some defamation cases where money is not important, and what's important is having a court or a jury decide that what was said was false and defamatory, the plaintiff is not inclined to settle at all and wants to take this all the way to the end. And whether or not that is what 50 Cent wants to do, only 50 Cent and his lawyers know that.
Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, is seeking more than $1 million in monetary damages. And at this time, Daphne Joy hasn't publicly responded to his lawsuit. Reporting for Law and Crime.
Hi, man. Yeah, like I said, we don't really know who's telling the truth, who's right, who's wrong, what happened on either side. But 50 Cent hit his ex with a defamation lawsuit based off her throwing out these allegations of sexual and physical abuse. So yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen in the coming weeks, months, however long, um until we get another update with the situation. So yeah, man, this has been the Real Rap Coalition podcast, man. Hit the like button, comment, please. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, join the Discord, man. We appreciate all of y'all, all the viewers, all the subscribers. The non-subscribers watch more than the regular subscribers do. So we appreciate y'all even more than the subscribers. Yeah, man. Real Rap Coalition podcast. We out of here.